Okay, hello, assalamu alaikum. Welcome everyone to my YouTube channel. And I am basically a dental student studying dentistry in second year. Uh, my channel will be basically focused on videos related to this field or dentistry in general. Today we are discussing, sorry for that, we are discussing endodontics. So in endodontics we have the topic called Vertucci classification. In Vertucci classification, this is basically a classification of the root canal system in which we divide our root canal in 8 classes, root canal system in 8 classes according to a certain rule. We will be discussing that rule later in the video. So this is the basic summary of the Vertucci classification consisting of 8 classes. So before we start the video, I would like to give you a very easy formula to memorize or to not forget this classification, because it is a little bit confusing when you first start your classification, or you go to this classification first time, read this classification first time. So from classification class 1 to class 3, there will be only a single canal leaving the pulpal chamber. As you can see here, that only one of the root canal leaves the apical foramen. Sorry, I was wrong here. This is the first video, so we can expect such mistakes. But that is from class 1 to class 3, only one canal will leave the apical foramen. From class 4 to class 7, two canals will leave the apical foramen. We are not discussing what leaves the pulpal chamber, we are discussing what leaves the apical foramen. Okay, so from class 1 to class 3, one canal leaves. From class 4 to class 7, two canal leave. And on class 8, 3 canals leave or pulpal chamber. So coming towards the classification, we have class 1, in which one canal leaves the pulpal chamber, continues through the root and leaves the apical foramen as one canal. So if I am to draw how this will proceed, it will be like this. So this is our pulpal chamber. One canal leaves that pulpal chamber and continues to apical foramen and exits as a single canal. This is class 1 classification. Now coming to class 2, its code is 2-1. So in this classification, two canals leave the pulpal chamber, but as we have discussed that from class 1 to class 3, only single canal will leave the pulpal chamber. So on reaching the apex, on reaching the apical foramen, the two canals join with each other, converge to form a single canal again. So this is the second classification. On number 3, we have again as we know that the single canal will leave the pulpal chamber, but what happens here that the root canal leaves as a single canal, then divides into two in the root, and then on leaving the apex or on reaching the apical foramen, it again converges and leaves as a single canal. Hence the numbering, the code 121. Okay, that it was 1 when leaving the pulpal chamber, 2 it divided into two branches or root, like 2 as it reached as it was in middle of the root, and on reaching the apical foramen it was again a single canal. Okay, so moving on, this is our type 4 class 4 classification of Vertucci classification. I am not convinced or I am not sure that my pronunciation of Vertucci classification is correct. I guess it is Vertucci or Vertucci, but whatever it is, we are focusing on the lesson. Okay, so type 4. Type 4 is simple. This will be very helpful. Let me finish the video. But coming towards here, type 4 is very simple. It is, we know that from 4 to 7 we have two canals leaving the apical foramen. So two canals leaving here and leaving the pulpal chamber, again two canals. So two canals leave the pulpal chamber and two canals leave the apical foramen. This is class 4. Now in class 5, what happens? Class 5, the apical foramen, we know that it will have two canals because I have told you again and again. Okay, so on leaving the apical foramen, the root canal is single. Okay, single. But on reaching the apical foramen, it divides into two. Okay, simple. Now coming to class 6, let us wind up this complete in a quick manner. 212. What does this mean? 212. What does this mean? So this means that on leaving the pulpal chamber, we have two canals. But what happens? During their movement to the apical foramen, they combine, they converge, form a single canal, and on reaching the apical foramen, we know it is from 4 to 7, so it will leave the apical foramen as two separate canals. Okay, 212. This is our class 6 classification. Then comes the class 7 or type 7, whatever you want to say. It can be the most complex of all, you know, lot of branching here. 1 2 1 2. What does this mean? That on leaving the pulpal chamber, or root canal leaves as a single canal, then it divides into two, and then it converges again as one, and we have said from 4 to 7 there will be two canals leaving. So on apical foramen it divides again into two. Okay, so the class 8, the simplest of all, I would say that it has three canals. Okay, leaving the pulpal chamber, continuing to the apical foramen, and leaving the apical foramen as three canals, separate canals. So this is our Vertucci classification. So to summarize this, I have formed this table which I found very helpful. I hope that it helps you all too. in one classification. So to read this table, I would suggest that you read this way, okay, in the direction from down to up, and it will be very easy for you guys to memorize this table. So class 1, one canal leaves the pulpal chamber, exits the apical foramen. Then in class 2, 1 2, okay, in writing you write like this, okay, and you will form this table anywhere 1 2, then 1 2 1, okay. So two canals leave the pulpal chamber, leave as 1. In class 3, one canal leave divides into 2 and leaves the pulpal chamber 1 2. We know that 4 to 7, two canals. So on writing this table you can write like this: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. We know that its code is 1, its code is 2, its code is 3, because they have one canal leaving the pulpal chamber, exits the apical foramen as 1, two canal leaving the pulpal chamber, exits the apical foramen, and three canal leaving the pulpal chamber, exiting the apical foramen. Simple coding. And then in writing to 1 2, 1 2 1, and then in 4 5 2 1, 2 1 2, and then 2 1 2 1. In this way you will form this table, but on reading you will go like this, okay, go like this. So if I want to see class 7, I will say that one canal leaves the pulpal chamber, divides into 2 on going towards the apical foramen, then combines again into 1 and then divides into 2, leaving the apical foramen. So this was our topic today, Vertucci classification. I hope you guys all understood. I don't think it's a hard topic, but again, sometimes it's important. Some friends explain the topic to you and it's fun. Okay, meet you guys again. A little bit scary. Meet you guys again in another topic, in another video.